There he is. Nice. Yeah. Kaera Frog. Freaking little frog gets him, man. All right, we're out here, pool 5, up here in Wisconsin, Minnesota, on the Mississippi River. You know, usually everybody's sitting here listening to me try to catch fish and talk about all this stuff, and figured Corey and Daniel need a good time. They need a break. They've been working hard all day, and so we're gonna see what we can do on the new Jackall Kaera Frogs. Carrie and I actually found this spot yesterday, and we kind of hurt them pretty bad. So hopefully we'll catch some that were hiding out yesterday. Daniel already caught a decent one, so we're not even to the juice yet. So just wait. Oh, there he is. And now Corey's got one. Can he farm it? Farmer John. That's why Corey films and not fishes.
Give me the right kind of reel, man.
Right there. The right kind of reel. Brand new Curado is not the right kind of reel.
Nothing wrong with the Curado. I'd see a left-hand reel.
Well, it's your problem. You're the one not prepared. I'm prepared.
I wasn't prepared to fish today.
Okay, well then go back to working the camera. Me and Daniel will fish. Daniel's leading.
Oh, he got off. I think it was a pipe.
No, oh, get him. Oh, Corey's on. Corey's on. He's on the board. All right. Here, because it's a backwater off the main river and there's a ditch that comes in. And more importantly, there's, this is a, if you look on the map, the front of this backwater goes all the way through, so there's current. So there's a ditch that goes right down the side, and this is all big weed flats, but it's got current, obviously grass, and I've seen bluegill and bait, you know, like bait fish and crappies. I've seen everything in here. So big gizzard shad. I'm sure there's crawfish in here. Yesterday we had like, I don't know, 30 plus fish out of here. Of course, your plane was late, so I took full advantage of pounding their heads in. Weird, because yesterday when we were in here, Carrie caught 2 little tiny pike, and I had 1 bite for sure, a pike, and all the rest were bass. Today we've had more pike bites than anything. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm pretty. I'll be honest with you. When I first seen them, I'm like, not big enough hooks, not big enough deal, but I haven't lost one on it. You know, when they eat it, they get it. I think that smaller profile, I mean, when they get it, I mean, I'm really curious to see when I get to like Clear Lake or the Delta, you know, big fish areas, if the same thing is true. But they get it. Annie, I got one. On the board. These are real giants. Like in a real thick mat, like you get at the Delta and Clear Lake and Gunnersville and things like that, where it's more compact. When I know they're in an area, like I'll fish a frog really fast, and once I get a bite or two, I know they're in a certain area, I'll really slow it down and let the frog sit on their heads more. And then they, you know, because they get a lot of pressure, all these places now, and everybody loves to throw a frog, so On stuff like this where it's more loose, I think, you know, there's obviously milfoil clumps underneath all this stuff, but I think they'll come from the longer ways to get it. So working it a little quicker, you know, then when one blows up, if he misses the frog, I'll sit there and work on him just in that isolated little area. But for the most part, just searching for a bite. Fishing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what do we got? Pike or bass? Pike. Bass!
Bass, that counts for 2, I think.
That ain't no 3-pounder.
I don't know, it's pretty chunky.
Right now I'm using an 894 mossy back. The problem is they discontinued it from Loomis, but currently right now I'm working with the guys up there and we're building it a couple new rods, new frog rods. One is a mat frog like we're fishing here, and one's going to be like an open water, popping, maybe a, you know, a toad type rod. And we're on like, I don't know, the 6th or 7th prototype sample, and the big thing is I want it to be just right, you know, and there's a lot of different opinions, like, oh, you just need a heavy rod, you need this, you need that, and I'm kind of a stickler about it. So, you know, for me, it's got to have a lot of backbone primarily. And I mean, once you set the hook on them, like with the toad type rod, you want it to load more. So you want a little bit softer tip. So when one eats it and you're winding, it allows that tip to give to the fish before you drill them, like that. Ooh, that's a good one, Daniel. That might be a 2-fisher. No, dang. But, you know, with the mat frog, what I like is I'm not saying a soft tip, but a lighter tip. So it's just not all meat. So when one eats it, you know, like the 3rd or 4th guy down, that's where your power starts. So when he eats it, you give it to him, he's set, and it's just get his head up on top and keep him coming. So, like I said, it's going to be in the Max Pro line, which I'm excited about. So bait specific, technique specific kind of a rod, and as you well know, the Loomis stuff is pretty good once they get it dialed in. So hopefully we'll have it out, you know, for next season, frog season. Yeah, that's kind of a secret little deal. I'm not allowed to discuss much, but we got kind of a little niche that I think is going to be perfect. Well, what did Daniel do to my carpet there? Great. Right now I'm using the Metanium MGL, a high-speed one. But what I normally use is what Daniel was using my rod, that Chronarch MGL, that 7.2-to-1. It's just, you cast a mile, you know, it's got the right gears, real powerful, buzz baits, frog, you know, things of that nature. That's my deal. But I'm really impressed with that, you know, the new Curado that you're throwing, the Curado K. I mean, that's, like I've said forever, you know, the Curado back in the day, that was my main deal, and they keep making improvements, adding more features, and I mean, it's got to the point where that's kind of a hard reel to beat. But I mean, for this, you know, I've caught a bunch of them on the Metanium, but to me, it's more of a, you know, I like throwing these Metaniums for like jigs and worms, and oh, there's one right there. Oh, missed it. Jigs, worms, you know, cranking, that kind of stuff. It's just kind of a personal preference. And then the line, you know, the SUNLINE just came out with a new braid. I haven't had the opportunity to try it yet. It's a little bit more helpful in the pocketbook. And anything SUNLINE makes, their family of lines is, you know, second to none. So, I mean, you got a superior company making a superior line. I'm kind of, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I've been throwing this FX2 for, I mean, years now, and, you know, 50 and 60, punching, frogging, Occasionally I go to 80, like when it's really good at the Delta or Clear Lake and I'm punching big ones, I'll go to 80, but 60 on a frog, you know, for mat fishing like this, 50 FX2 when I'm throwing a horny toad or a toad style bait, popping frog around, you know, open water, can't beat it. So that's kind of my 1-2 punch. Yeah, I think that's about it. We got to get our mess out of here. But, you know, once again, oh, look at that. Pike just chased it, I think. Thanks for checking out this week's vlog. It was kind of non-traditional, I would say, with the tackle, everybody fishing on the boat, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, we don't get an opportunity to do that this much, but all the gear is available right now at Tackle Warehouse. Make sure to like, share, and tag a friend for your chance to win some of the product featured in this week's vlog. And you know, I gotta say a special thanks to AFCO, SUNLINE, and Gill for giving us the opportunity to be out here, and make sure and check it out. You might win some of this awesome AFCO gear.